Warning: the world faces a great purge. The world is currently facing a great purge. The most affected by this wave of elimination are not only businesses, but also individuals. In the future, people with ordinary backgrounds, average education, unremarkable abilities, lacking autonomy, and unwilling to seek out and learn new things will be eliminated. They lack credibility, critical thinking, the ability to secure bank loans, and the capacity to pay taxes. But when the outbreak occurs, a significant number of new players will also emerge. They will write history, becoming the leading forces of a new era for humanity. So, how can you become one of these new players? First, you need to recognize the trends of future society. It's possible that 99% of people in the future will become redundant and unnecessary. Humans will gradually delegate jobs and decision-making to machines and algorithms. The majority of people will become useless. Only a small handful of dominant elites will truly reap the benefits of new technology, evolving through artificial intelligence, editing their own genetic code, and ultimately merging with machines to become super intelligent individuals who lead societal development. Why does it end up like this? First, it's due to technological progress. In the future, companies and corporations will not need as many workers to operate efficiently. Therefore, society will no longer need to encourage everyone to work. Second, algorithms have infiltrated every internet platform. As algorithms are increasingly applied, humans think independently less and less, readily accepting recommendations without scrutiny. The ability to think independently is gradually eroding. Combining these 2 points and, based on the law of evolution, evolve or regress, meaning if you don't use a skill in a certain area, that skill will deteriorate. The most obvious conclusion is both human labor and thinking abilities are regressing. When these two traits are lost, can humans still be considered human? Regardless, this remains an inevitable trend of development. As long as technology continues to advance, this will surely happen. It's only a matter of time, sooner or later. If this continues, 99% of people in the future will become redundant, excluded from society. Only 1% will grow increasingly intelligent and lead societal progress. So, how do we distinguish between these two groups? How do you know if you belong to the 99% or the 1%? First, let's examine the fundamental difference between these two groups. The 99% are those controlled by algorithms. Every day, they browse the internet, watch live streams, play games, and live as passive bystanders. Their superficial needs are met, and they merely consume society's resources. Their only contribution is to fuel the algorithmic mechanisms of businesses, blending into the designed algorithms of platforms, becoming part of big data. In contrast, the remaining 1% are those who resist algorithms. Their behavior goes against human instincts and algorithms. They know how to restrain their desires, avoiding temporary dopamine hits, always striving for self-improvement, and resisting instant gratification. They're the ones who pursue long-term benefits and continuously create credible resources. Such people will drive societal progress. Whether you are someone controlled by algorithms or someone who opposes them determines which group you belong to in society. Of course, although 99% of people may not have much value, thanks to advancements in science and technology, they will have enough resources to survive. Even though these individuals don't create value for humanitarian reasons, they will still be cared for and live under protection. This is also why industries like short-form videos, entertainment, and gaming have grown so rapidly. It's the only way to channel the energy of these people. This is an inevitable trend in human society. The dawn of human civilization began with the domestication and rearing of livestock like pigs, cows, chickens, and ducks. However, we will soon enter the technological age, a civilization where humans are also raised like livestock. How can you become part of that 1%? As an ordinary person, what should we do? I've always pondered a question. Why do some students who excelled academically end up as average adults, while those who seemed utterly ordinary back then achieve remarkable success? I finally realized that human development follows an immutable law. Short-term success depends on opportunities, medium-term success relies on ability, and long-term success hinges on attitude. In this era, reliability matters more than intelligence. Passion outweighs effort, and dedication surpasses competition. In reality, a person's wealth is like an investment. It's your passion, ideals, and what you love. The future will be an era of freedom and spontaneity. As the frameworks that constrain us diminish, each person will come closer to the version of themselves they aspire to be. What determines each person's destination is themselves. What holds them back is their ability and passion. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to follow the channel for more truths about money and to help you achieve financial freedom quickly. Think Billionaires channel welcomes you all. This era is truly different because each person will become the version closest to their true self. Therefore, the most important thing for each person in the future is to discover themselves, understand themselves, and become the best version of themselves. Does a person truly understand themselves? Look at whether they abandon external competition to explore their inner self. Seeking your value from the outside is a grave mistake. Once you strip away the outer shell, all you'll find is emptiness inside. Those who have discovered themselves and become today's inspirational figures all had to go through the process of breaking free from external constraints and seeking the core of their soul. Who am I? What's my personality like? What are my strengths and weaknesses? What am I suited for? In the past, societal pressure forced us to copy so-called correct paths to success to secure a place in society, turning us into replicas identical to one another. People back then were like products of the same mold, completely ignoring the deep passions within their souls, the greatest potential and driving force for each individual. Even if you're currently in a high-paying job, enduring a lot of pressure, if that role isn't where you belong, you'll eventually leave it. If you studied engineering but are passionate about writing, sooner or later, you'll find a way to express your value through writing. To create a work or product that can go from 0 to 99 points, you can invest time and effort. But to go from 99 to 99.9 or even 99.99 points, only passion and dedication can get you there. In the future, those who harness their passion and enthusiasm won't need to depend on any company. With just the internet, they can quickly build significant influence and become exceptional individuals. So, why do so many people lack value? Many are busy all day, but still create no value. It's similar to how, after e-commerce platforms grew, the prices of most products dropped because too many products were identical, lacking distinction or innovation. Likewise, most people lack value because they're too similar. Over more than 20 years, from entering school to leaving it, no teacher helped them understand themselves, what their personality is, what their strengths and weaknesses are, or what job they're suited for. Very few parents tried to foster self-awareness in their children. The result? As adults, we're just identical shells, having lost the inner drive and potential within ourselves. We studied hard for over 20 years, thinking we had accumulated enough knowledge and were ready to do something great. But upon entering society, we realized we were just ordinary, with nothing particularly outstanding. In reality, there's no standard mold for comparison. It's just that we're too similar, too uniform. Uniformity in products leads to surplus, while uniformity in people causes society to lose direction. Without passion or unique strengths, we only know to flock to the same things, chasing trends without knowing what we truly want. So, how can society shift from 1,000 people acting as one to 1,000 people with 1,000 faces? The core issue today is helping each person rediscover their true value. When the economy was growing, effort and professional skills were enough. But now that the economy has stabilized, effort alone isn't sufficient. You need to explore yourself and find the true passion within. In the future, a person's value will be measured by their individuality and unique strengths. You need independent thinking, the ability to break free from constraints, and constant creativity. We don't need to envy those with high-paying jobs. As factory workers are gradually replaced by machines, consider this. How long can office workers, doing repetitive tasks all day, hold out? In the era of artificial intelligence, life will push them into what they must do, squeezing out what they want to do until there's no space left. They'll have to calculate every action, every decision weighed for the collective good, leaving no room for personal feelings or passions. As a result, they'll gradually lose trust in each other, become stressed, and live in constant anxiety. These are the people who, despite an impending crisis, still haven't realized it. They cling to institutions that are running out of vitality or think switching companies can help them overcome challenges, unaware that a crisis tailored just for them is approaching. Don't be fooled by the current calm. If you can't see this changing trend, by the time you're eliminated, you won't even have a chance to speak up. This is no longer an era where memorizing and following orders guarantees a good life. This era encourages us to think independently, generate our own ideas, and embrace our differences. More and more hobbies are becoming valuable. Writing can be used for media, drawing can be shared on social media, singing can be live streamed, dancing can be turned into short videos, and acting can be uploaded to online video platforms. This is the beauty of this era. I encourage everyone to discover their strengths and uniqueness starting now. We must listen to the voice within and find a way to break free from this cycle of monotony. The global economy is entering a stable phase, leaving no room for get-rich-quick booms. The era of ultra-profitable industries and overnight wealth is over. Even if fame comes quickly, it will be fleeting, like flowers that bloom in the morning and wilt by evening. The future will focus more on perfecting every detail, requiring patience, passion, and care. Everyone must adjust their mindset, find their rightful place, and be ready to work hard. Only then can they survive in this society. This is a wonderful era where each person can fully unleash their talents and abilities, unhindered by the busyness of life from tapping into their resources and creativity. Whether you want to live a simple life, close to nature, or travel freely without burdens, you can live according to your passions and talents. This is also a harsh era. Organizations will face painful transitions, and some people, unable to adapt to these changes, will feel resentful and disappointed as they're phased out. This era is wonderful, but also ruthless. If you can't create value, you'll have no value to exist. Whether you believe it or not, the world will become increasingly fair. Those who cling to conservatism will surely be eliminated, while those who innovate and create will achieve greater success. In the future, individuals or businesses with unique abilities and rare skills will become even more valuable. Uniqueness will bring limitless value. The previous advantage of the global economy was population, measured by the number of people. But this time, the advantage will be the deep passions and hobbies of each individual. The best investment for the future is investing in yourself. a deep exploration within, and a clear understanding of who you are. In the past, hobbies and earning money often didn't go hand in hand. But as society advances, each person will need to earn money from their personal passions, from within, rather than seeking it externally. This cannot happen without the passion and unique talents of each individual. The rise of major internet platforms has also created opportunities for every hobby to generate income. Many internet celebrities have succeeded this way. So, how do you make money doing what you love? This isn't just a question of personal growth, but also about finding your place in a competitive society. Let's analyze this issue together, and I'll provide you with more specific guidance. First, we need to understand a core principle. Do what you're best at in the way that others need most. It sounds simple, but in practice, it requires a lot of care. Many people fall into the misconception that simply doing what they love will lead to success. But that's not the case. We don't work just to satisfy ourselves. More importantly, we must create value for others. Only when our skills or product can solve problems or meet others' needs can we truly create value and reap rewards. So, how do you turn what you love into something valuable for others? The answer is through purposeful practice. Unlike repetitively doing a job or activity you love, purposeful practice requires us to have clear goals, constantly push our limits, and learn from our mistakes. For example, if you love writing, don't just be content with casual writing. Research market needs, understand readers' preferences, and improve your writing skills with a purpose. You could try writing practical articles that can be applied in daily life, such as how to boost work productivity or 10 tips to save time. This content not only lets you enjoy the pleasure of writing, but also provides real value to readers. The advantage of this approach is that it doesn't diminish your passion and strengths while keeping the focus on others' needs. This is also the concept of alignment, a principle from Eastern philosophy understood as a balance between personal passion and market demand. However, just finding this balance isn't enough. We also need to strive for excellence in the field we've chosen. There's an important principle to remember. Before starting a career, you need to be confident that you can surpass 99% of the people in that field. If you're not confident, don't start until you find something truly suitable. It might sound difficult, but it reminds us not to rush into a highly competitive market without sufficient ability and confidence. This leads to the perspective that choosing correctly is more important than effort. Many people rush to start their careers, but the wiser thing to do would be to take the time and effort to find the right direction. It's like sharpening the axe before chopping wood. Many people put 100% of their effort into chopping wood without ever thinking about sharpening the axe, using diligence and action to compensate for laziness and thinking. This phenomenon is very common in today's society. Most people are busy all day seeking opportunities and accumulating wealth, but they overlook the key that could unlock their own thinking. This is perhaps the saddest thing. They work tirelessly but don't know what they're doing. They rush around but don't know where they're heading. In an agricultural society, diligent labor could yield results. In the early days of industrialization, bold investments were a factor in success. But as society advances, the most important thing now is thinking and maturity in thought. In this era of information explosion, we don't just need diligence, we need wisdom. We must learn to think, analyze, and make the right choices, like playing a strategy game. You need to assess the situation and make optimal decisions, not just execute a fixed strategy. So, how exactly do you make money from the work you love? Here are some specific suggestions. First, understand yourself clearly. Before starting, you need a clear view of yourself. What are you good at? What are your passions? What is your value? These answers will help you find a direction that suits you. You can use personality tests or career aptitude tests to better understand yourself. Also, reflect on past experiences. What made you proud? What tasks did you always complete effortlessly? These are key clues to discovering your strengths. Second, research the market. After understanding yourself, the next step is to study the market. Is there a high demand for your skills? What's the competition like? Who are your potential customer groups? This information will help you assess your opportunities. You can conduct market research in various ways, such as reading industry reports, attending professional conferences, talking to potential customers, and so on. Remember, market demand is always changing, so you need to continually survey to find new directions. Third, determine what value your passion can bring to society. Connect your skills to market needs. Ideally, you can find a field where you excel and where market demand is high. This process may require multiple trials and adjustments, but don't get discouraged. If you can't find a fit initially, this is a journey that takes time and patience. Fourth, keep learning and growing. Once you've found your direction, continuously improve your skills. Remember, your goal is to be in the top 1% of your field, and this requires constant learning and practice. Create a learning plan, which could include reading books, taking courses, or learning from industry experts. At the same time, consistently apply your knowledge and practice. Fifth, build a personal brand. In the field where you excel, build your personal brand. You can do this by writing blogs, creating videos, or participating in industry conferences. Make people recognize you, trust you, and be willing to pay for your expertise. Building a personal brand is a long-term process that requires you to consistently produce high-quality content and maintain engagement with your target audience. Remember, consistency and authenticity are the keys to building a strong personal brand. Sixth, offer unique value. Think about how you can provide unique value to customers. Perhaps it's your distinct perspective or unique way of delivering services. Make yourself irreplaceable. This might require deep reflection on your strengths and the specific problems you can solve for customers. Sometimes, unique value can come from combining multiple skills, not just a single one. Seventh, diversify your income streams. Consider how to turn your skills into multiple income sources. For example, if you're a photographer, besides taking contract photos, you can sell prints, offer photography courses, or write guidebooks. Diversifying income not only increases your total earnings, but also minimizes risks, making your finances more stable. Eighth, use technology effectively. Leverage advanced technology to boost your work efficiency and expand your reach, such as using social media to promote services or selling products on online platforms. Ninth, build collaborative relationships. Seek partners who can support each other. You can develop new products together or refer clients to one another. A good partnership can help you expand your business scope and open new opportunities. When choosing partners, focus on shared values. This is far more important than short-term gains. 10th, keep innovating. The market is always changing, so you need to change with it. Stay sharp and ready to adapt to new market demands. Innovation isn't just about improving products, but also about innovating service methods and business models. Develop creative thinking and regularly consider possibilities outside the box. 11th, build good relationships with customers. Remember, retaining existing customers is easier and less costly than finding new ones. Provide high-quality customer service and regularly communicate with clients to understand their changing needs. A good reputation will help you gain more customers through referrals. 12th, price reasonably. Don't undervalue yourself. Research market demand and price your services reasonably based on the value you provide. You can also consider different strategies, such as offering various service packages to meet the needs of different customer groups. 13th, manage your time effectively. Learn to manage your time and energy, identifying the highest value activities and prioritizing them. Also, know how to say no to avoid wasting time on low-value tasks. 14th, manage your finances. Earning money is just the first step. Managing money is equally important. Learn basic financial knowledge and create a reasonable spending plan, considering investing part of your income to develop your skills and business for the future. 15th, maintain balance in life. While pursuing success is important, don't neglect other aspects of life. Maintain a balance between work and life, taking care of your physical and mental health. Remember, only when you're in a good state can you create long-term value. 16th, success takes time and patience. Remember, success doesn't come overnight. It requires time, patience, and persistent effort. But as long as you find the right direction and continuously improve your skills, you'll be able to make money from what you're good at. Finally, let me emphasize once more, choosing correctly is more important than effort. Before starting your career, take the time to think carefully. Don't rush into action. Ensure first that you've chosen the right path. It's like playing chess. A good opening move can determine the entire game. Similarly, in your career, choosing the right direction can be more important than repeated efforts later. If you haven't found a field you truly excel in or understood the market, don't rush. Invest time and energy in self-discovery and market research. This process may take a while and might make you feel anxious, but trust me, it's worth it. Only when you find the right direction can your efforts fully maximize their value. Making money from what you're good at requires finding a balance between personal passion and market demand, continuously improving your skills, and choosing your path wisely. It's a journey that demands patience and wisdom. But as long as you persist, you'll find your own path to success. Throughout this process, keep an open and learning mindset. The world is always changing, and new opportunities keep emerging. What you're good at now might find a larger market in the future, or you might discover ways to apply your skills to an entirely new field. So, stay curious, keep exploring, and experiment endlessly. At the same time, don't forget the power of networking. In this era, your talents can easily be seen globally. Use social media and online platforms to reach a broader audience and find more opportunities. But also remember to protect your privacy and intellectual property when sharing online. Lastly, remember that success is a personal concept. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's path is unique, and your success should be based on your own values and goals. As long as you do what you love and can create value for others, that will be the starting point of success. In summary, making money from what you're good at is a challenging but opportunity-filled process. It requires constant learning, experimentation, and adjustment. But as long as you're patient and persistent, one day you'll find the perfect intersection between your talents and market needs. Then, work will no longer just be a means of living. It will be a way to realize your personal value. Due to time constraints, I'll end the video here. I share free knowledge on how to become wealthy, an entrepreneur, an investor, and achieve financial freedom. If you don't want to miss out, please follow my channel, turn on notifications, and share this video freely. I sincerely wish everyone who liked this video achieves financial freedom soon. As long as you find one or two helpful quotes in this video that improve your life, I'm already fulfilled.